Warnings house prices in Sydney are grossly overvalued.
Australia's house prices are 20 to 30% overvalued.
In the event of a major downturn in the Australian economy, who knows how far property values could fall.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm not really sure about that. We've heard this over the last... I mean, you hear it all the time about Sydney. I mean, yes, Sydney is more expensive than any other city in Australia and most cities in the world. But, I mean, the real estate market, boys, is all about confidence, isn't it?
Absolutely, it is.
And I, at the moment, I haven't seen a real slowdown in confidence.
Absolutely right. I mean, I see so many places in around our area that are up for sale, and they are gone in a flash. First auction, first weekend, lots of bids coming in before even the auction comes in. 2.5 Street only last month.
Well, there's two sides to it. You go, if you don't own a house, you go, geez, I hope house prices are about to collapse 30%. Yeah. If you own a house, you go, if you've just bought something and taken out a big loan, you're going, geez, not ideal.
Right. Well, we've got Greg Vincent on the line. He's from One Agency Real Estate, and well, it's not us talking about. Let's go to the expert. G'day, Greg. How you doing?
Yeah, g'day, fellas. How are you?
Good, buddy.
Hey, Greg, I mean, look, from what I've seen, it doesn't appear to me to be confidence, rapidly evaporating in the market out there.
No, some of these chicken little economists need to sort of get out of Fleet Street and actually go down on the street and try. It's hard enough trying to find a parking spot out the front of an auction, let alone ending up buying the house.
Yeah, exactly right. So why do you think they're throwing, that whole accusation out at the moment?
Oh, I think there was one previously that came out last year, Harry Dent from the States. I think he was talking about the Chinese economy dropping off, and I mean we've had $5.9 billion of Chinese spent in 2013, and they're expecting or anticipating for them to do increase that over the next 5 years. So I suppose if the Chinese economy changes, then we'll probably see, I think Sydney real estate price will be the least of our concerns. But I think you'll actually see a lot of those Chinese buyers who will exit out of the Chinese market and throw their money into safer places like Sydney and Australia.
Well, what's interesting, Greg, is the fact that if you go to the European real estate, every time, well, not every time, but a lot of, particularly the luxury properties come for sale, they tend to get they get purchased by Russians. Now, what we have in our market, in our area of the world, we have the Chinese buyers. As the Chinese middle class start to get more and more wealth, I mean, what do you see this doing to our real estate market?
Oh, it's only naturally going to have an increase on the property values because we've got the project marketing companies are in a situation now where they can sell 100% of their developments off the plan to foreign buyers. So all of a sudden, there's 11,000 apartments apparently going up in Sydney. All of a sudden, you're going to have a large majority of that go to foreign ownership. So your first home buyers are always going to be in a position where they're going to have a bit of trouble competing against that at the moment.
Hey, Greg, as a real estate agent, you make your living off a market that does rely on confidence. Even if you thought the market was about to collapse, would you get on the radio and tell us?
Of course he would, mate. He's a Hawkesbury boy.
Well, I've got to tell you that the confidence is absolutely critical in this environment. In Darwin was we had more bombs land in Darwin than hit Pearl Harbor. That was a time when the market crashed in value. If we had a Japanese sub come in the harbour or an enemy sub coming in the harbour, I think we've got something to worry about. At the moment, there's nothing to worry about. The marketplace is really moving forward and the economy is very strong. The only other thing is the unemployment rate is increasing, which looks like they'll actually have to drop interest rates to keep building the economy moving forward. And also what happens when unemployment increases, people naturally migrate to the cities.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Greg, but I would say it's definitely a buyer's market at the minute. And if you don't buy soon, you might miss the boat. But where would you buy in Sydney at the moment? Which area do you think offers the best value?
One of the things that's going to happen, MG, is that we've got all this development happening out through Riverston, Schofields, Marsden Park. All of those property owners there that own acreage, they're getting $1 million an acre on the table, and they have to move.
Wow.
So if anyone's thinking about where to invest, I would, and it's not just because it's here in the Hawkesbury, but I would be looking at acreage because those people are used to living on acreage and they're going to have $5 million in their pocket to go out and look at buying acreage.
Greg, MG's got 40 acres out there.
At least.
You're laughing, MG. You'll be doing real well, mate.
He's back in the Super League days.
They're jesting, mate.
Greg, appreciate your time this morning. That was Greg Vincent from One Agency Real Estate.
Yeah,
Thank you, Greg.
Gregory.
Thanks, Greggy.
Yeah, thanks for your time, fellas.
The Grill Team, Gus, MG and Matty Johns. Triple M Breakfast.